checking an eye on that. Down this side of our property, this is marginally our land, so we kind of share cutting it a little bit with our neighbors back there. And you can see up here, you see we've got another one of those wasp nests, and that's how helping keep distracting the wasps from setting up inside our refrigerator. Back here we have, you know, the plumbing and systems and power, and we got our cover here that goes over top of our water. That's our water with our watering system that we have on a timer so that we can water our trees and our grass every morning, which we've been doing now since the start of the summer, which has really had a good effect on the quality of the trees. Coming along here, that's our power point. It's in pretty good shape. We got our heated hose. The only problem we have is sometimes in the winter it does get a little cold in there, so we have to think about if we're here this winter how we're going to do that. And then we get to our trees, which you can see now. You know, if I stand here, you can see my height versus the trees. These trees were not my height when we bought them, so they've grown to 4 or 5 inches up, but they took a beating over the winter with the snow. So we've been propping them up, and if we look in here on a few of them, I can find there we are, some pan ties that we put on these trees to hold them back together again. But the morning watering of the trees does a really good job getting them wet, and so although you can see some brown spots on them, those aren't recent. That's the stuff from damage last year. So they're in pretty good shape. You know, Lenny comes out and pulls this stuff off as we need to, and we just keep an eye on them and make sure that they've got some new growth. You can see the tight heights of that one. And then we have our lawn, which is our pride and joy. Now I cut this lawn every 2 or 3 days. It's kind of like as often as I shave these days. And by cutting it like that, even though it does have a few too many pieces of clover and a few too much dandelion, it still looks green, because anything that's that short and green looks like a lawn, right? So we'll keep it nice and cut, and then we can see those nighttime lights that Lynn has put in there. Those are great. We've got a few rocks that we've collected over time. So Lynn's got a spot up the hills where she's seen some other rocks. So, you know, we're going to augment them, and we're looking for a piece of driftwood along the lake to put in there. And that's our neighbor's nice purple tree and vineyard next door. So we have that. And then over here we have the pergola that, you know, we showed you that we constructed. So it's holding up well after a couple of a winter and a summer now. And we got our nets up for mottled shade, and then we have some of those planted pots of grass and bushes and stuff like that that Lenny has on the edge. They're really easy to maintain. I don't have to cut them very often, so they're in good shape. And up there is our hummingbird feeder that we sent you some pictures from before. And then last night we could leave everything out, so it's nice in the morning. And we come around and let's see. Oh yeah, so there's our awning over top of our back, and it's funny, the awning has those pattern on it from, I guess it's probably mold that occurred over the years, but I guess I could have to clean that off sometime. And then barbecue setup. Now we finally figured out the best way to do it, to have this work area here, and this is our outdoor burner. It goes on this side. Pretty handy piece of kit. It's a great big burner that we can use to cook. So I do my stir fries outside and things like that. Doesn't make any splashes. And then the barbecue next door to that, and nicely set up with the cover like that. Come along here. Here's a shed that we built last year, and we were all part of that excitement. And now we've got it well set up with all of our gear inside it, easy to access. And we store our bikes in there now, so it's just easy to do. We got a nice freezer in there and all of our nice gear. Just got to keep that organized. I talked to Lynn about, you know, keeping that more organized. Now on the side, this is where we store our stand-up boards, because we're in a safe neighborhood. Nobody's going to run off with them. I do have to pump up the white one a little bit more. And this is our front yard. And what I did here was I got my electric leaf blower and my rechargeable blower, and I blew most of the pine cones into a pile. It looks like I'm going to have to collect out a few more, and we're doing a good job. And we keep the truck parked there so that when people come speeding down the road, it slows down. That's just a joke. We don't have to worry about that. And then around on the side, our neighbors here came out and cleaned up their yard, and then went back to Edmonton. They'll be back later. And there you can see the row of trees on the side. So I hope you've all enjoyed our morning tour of our land, and I'm encouraging Louise to do one of hers and Wendy to do one of yours, and let's all share. And Sean, yours from out on the island. Love yous all. Bye-bye.